JIDF Tales, Chapter 2, A Tormented Night. Little Shlomo was still moved and shaken by the encounter with Paul he had this afternoon. At the table, Shlomo was unusually silent and kept mumbling in his plate. His mother was worried. Shlomo is usually happy to have dinner. Shlomo loves eating food. A lot went through Shlomo's mind as he was munching on his hummus and his matzos. The Goldenbergsteins enjoy watching the news at 8 o'clock, while having dinner. The war was being covered on one of Israel's many news TV stations, which all broadcast the same shit anyway. Shlomo was able to see the deeds of the great Zionist IDF soldiers. He would rejoice at the sight of bombs exploding in Palestinian schools and hospitals. This made him feel proud about the Zionist regime. He knew, deep inside, that every time the IDF struck a blow at the neo-Nazi Islamo-fascist great evil terrorist Hamas, that the dirty Goyim were emotionally hurt, and that they were reminded who was boss in the world. The meal invigorated little Shlomo. The news on the TV made him cheer again. After spending the rest of the night watching TV, it was time for Shlomo to go to sleep. With a good meal in his belly, and a motivating victory on the ground for the IDF, Shlomo was ready to get some rest after this very moving and emotional day. As always, Shlomo prays for the 6 trillion victims of the Holocaust, before crawling into his bed. Deep into the night, something happened. Shlomo almost lifted his entire weight from the bed, but as he is too heavy, he just wobbled around in shock and surprise. Little Shlomo was awoken by a sound nearby. Sweaty and half asleep, Shlomo rushes to the radio station to turn it on. As he turns on the radio, he hears a warning. "Shots fired! Shots fired!" says the radio, in Hebrew. At this point, little Shlomo sees the story of millions of Holocaust flashing before his eyes. A panic attack suddenly takes the breath away from the poor Shlomo. Unable to gasp for air, little Shlomo desperately tries to reach for his breather. Indeed, Shlomo is asthmatic. In a last-ditch effort, little Shlomo manages to throw himself off the ground and onto his desk, where his breather is located. Shlomo puts the breather on his mouth, and takes a deep breath. Having heard the sound of Shlomo's body slamming the floor then the desk, his mom rushes to Shlomo's bedroom, thinking an evil, spurious neo-Nazi, pro-Hitler, great evil Hamas Qassam rocket, hit little Shlomo's room. Upon entering the room, Shlomo's mother was relieved by seeing little Shlomo on the ground, with his pants down from the physical effort he exerted to reach his breather. Being used to see Shlomo naked, his mother helps him back up, and pulls his pants up for him. Oy vey, it was literally like a shower, said Shlomo, as tears were pouring from his eyes. Yes, my dear Shlomo, it was very much like in the stories of your grandmother, retorts Shlomo's mother. They both slowly go to the kitchen, to get something to eat after this emotion-shaking event. Being unable to go to sleep right away, they decide to turn on the TV to see what just happened. The local news station is located not far from here, just a 4 minutes walk from Shlomo's house. A Qassam rocket has hit a patch of desert land 1 kilometer from here, where it caused no casualty or damage, as it appears that Hamas started firing rockets again, can be heard from the TV, as Shlomo and his mom munch on some matzos with hummus. That was a close one, says Shlomo's mother. Shlomo, still trembling from this attack, is thinking to himself, these dirty Goyim have no idea what it feels like to be genocided by evil, neo-Nazi Goyim, Arab great evil Hamas. It is my duty to educate them on how life is in Israel, how unlivable it is, because of these neo-Nazi Islamo-fascist Hitler-loving Holocaust-philiac Hamas great evil. Tomorrow I'll show them, says Shlomo, with pride in his eyes.